they send the food next door to you?
No,
Sometimes?
no, no, they don't, Mary.
What kind of food are they cooking?
Pardon?
What kind of food are they cooking?
I have no idea, we just come in the house here
Oh,
and.
but you could smell it?
Mhm.
Oh, can't you smell it, Paul?
I didn't smell it, no. I didn't hear. Smell good?
It smells pretty good.
Mm.
I kind of get tired of the smell by the time I get to eat. I'm not gonna get to eat anything. They're both short little round people.
Oh, are they?
She doesn't speak any English.
Well, where are they from?
Germany.
Oh, Germany. So they cook German food, probably.
And he was a chef in a hotel.
Okay. So does it smell like German food?
Yeah, it smells like German food.
Okay.
Doesn't smell like Irish food.
Okay.
Doesn't smell like onions or
Mm-hmm.
mashed potatoes. And
Mm-hmm.
The lady at the real estate company that we're looking at, the caller this morning, the person that answered the phone, her name is Mary O'Reilly. All I said was, I love your name. That was,
oh, I had an Aunt May. Oh, her name was Mary, but we called it May. May.
O'Reilly or May Clark?
Well, no, it was my father's sister. But she married a Levi. But her name.
A Levi. Your who's? Your father's
My father's sister married.
sister. So your aunt,
Married a Levi.
who is Jewish.
Right.
Oh,
So we have Jewish relatives?
Oh yeah, lots of them.
Well, how come we don't know about this?
yeah.
Well, because they live. Well, my cousins are deceased, which are not that. One would be Evelyn's age, and the other would be. Well, my aunt.
So your father's sister, your aunt
My Aunt May O'Reilly
O'Reilly, not Riley,
married
but O'Reilly.
Uncle Walter Levi.
How come your name wasn't O'Reilly?
Because they dropped the O. 'Cause
Your father dropped the O?
that whole family then dropped the O.
Everybody dropped the O.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But on the tombstone, it's O'Reilly.
Okay. Okay, so we're really O'Reilly. So if we're looking for relatives in Ireland, they're O'Reillys.
So yeah.
Okay.
But about every, and I always had the idea that, there's a million taverns in Ireland, but they're really just little places to eat.
Right.
And I just thought it was a good place to eat, drink.
I did too.
You go in there with a library book and a cup of coffee and read all day. They don't care.
Yeah.
Which is real friendly.
You don't even have to buy anything.
Huh.
Just have a cup of coffee and
Cup of coffee
sit down.
and bring your library book or your book. And the O'Reillys and the O'Flanagans and the O'Sullivans, the O.
So, do you know what part of Ireland?
Well, yeah, Dublin,
Where your family was from Dublin?
that area. Mm-hmm.
Okay, for the county around Dublin.
Well,
or,
and Dublin's the biggest county in Ireland.
right. So not necessarily the city of Dublin, but somewhere near there.
But see, we were on a tour, so we never got to.
Right. Now, Dad's family.
Well, I have some of the history.
Do you know what county they were from?
Wasn't from Dublin. Cork.
Cork. Because Hammond doesn't seem like an Irish name.
But, Southern Ireland, Northern Ireland, and England.
Well, they're all close by, and the people moved back and forth.
Back and
A lot of Irish lived in England,
Right.
and so. But
But there are a lot of Hammonds in Ireland.
are there?
Mm-hmm.
Are there?
And, most of the families had 10 kids or 12 children. Or,
Right, and not all of them would survive.
No. Well, look at Dad's father. His family was 13.
Hmm.
But he only had one first cousin.
That's amazing, isn't it?
A lot of them died at infancy, and Phil's father was a twin.
Hmm.
And
So Dad had 11 aunts and uncles, but only one first cousin.
Aunt Rose, Marvo Sand from Clinton, Iowa.
Uh-huh.
He was at Dad's funeral in I didn't even know him when he, well, I guess I was kind of stayed up, whatever. When he,
Well, who was Aunt Matey?
she was Dad's, Aunt Matey Hammond.
That was one of his aunts.
Uh-huh.
And she never married.
She never married. Aunt Annie never married.
Right.
Uncle Joe married probably in his 40s or 50s. That was a way of birth control too. Not
Right.
marry until after
Right.
couldn't have children.
Right.
And
But that's not very Irish-like, not to have offspring like that. Most Irish families are known for.
And Jenny
They're
moved to
large families.
Ireland and to Canada, and why I don't know. But she came back to Amber to die. She had cancer, and she lived with Aunt Matey and Aunt Annie, and she died at Aunt Matey's house. Aunt Margaret lived next door. These are all Hammonds.
Uh huh.
And she just didn't get married until she was in her 50s.
Uh-huh. No. What about your cousins?
Well, see, my grandma, my mother's mother,
Yeah.
was married at 15, which is common at that.
No, was it your mother, your grandmother that moved out to the prairie?
Yeah, my mother
Yes.
was born in Sod
A sod house in Nebraska?
Mm-hmm. Hayes Center, Nebraska.
Hayes Center, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know whether the town exists anymore.
And that would have been when?
Well, my mother was born in about 1894. I have it written.
Okay. So there was no electricity, there was no running
Probably
water.
some babies were born in the covered wagon.
Right.
Because the family of her brothers and sisters and probably close relatives
Mhm.
formed a wagon train
Mm-hmm.
and went from Lee Center,
From Lee Center, which is in Illinois.
which is Dixon, the west.
Dixon. Dixon, right.
I mean, farming community. That might be not early 1800s. Look. See when the year my mother was born.
Paul, do you remember Grandma Riley?
No, I don't remember any grandparents. Except for Grandma Hammond. And I was maybe 6 or 7 or something like that. But I remember Grandma Hammond's,
Here's the money for the pizza.
all right. Grandma Hammond's, magic apron.
My mother was born in 1894.
1894. In Hayes Center, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And how long did they stay there?
I'm guessing, and I have some literature on that, not more than 4 or 5 years because the crops failed.
Right.
And not all of them came back, but my
Your grandmother?
grandmother and her husband and some of her brothers and sisters, some of her brothers at least,
Right.
came back to.
So the whole family kind of departed.
There's
and
fielding
moved out there.
still
in
in
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Mhm.
Okay.
And one of the side houses is still,
So her name was not O'Reilly. Her name was
no, I'm talking about my mother.
your mother,
My mother was my grandmother was a Fielding.
Fielding. So your mom was a Fielding until she got married, and she.
No, my mother was a Fane. My grandma married John Fane. They had 10 children, and my mother was
Your mother was a Fane,
Fane, F-A-N-E,
and then when she got married, she was.
O'Reilly.
Did she start out as an O'Reilly or
No,
just
they
as O'Reilly?
started, yeah, O'Reilly.
Okay,
You've been to that cemetery up there, haven't you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Not recently, but
What year was my father? My father was born a year before my mother.
How long did they stay married?
for their whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I just didn't know.
I don't. My mother died at 63, So my father died at 70. So they didn't live long. I mean, they didn't live.
That was not too abnormal at the time.
Well, my mother would,
Your mother was not too old.
would have lived probably if there'd been more cancer.
Right.
Morgan Riley Carbone, April.
So what was your mother's name?
Agnes.
Agnes. And did Carol and did you know? And what did you call her? Grandma? Grandma what?
Just Grandma.
Grandma Riley?
Yeah, Grandma Riley.
Grandma
She was
Riley.
a nice grandma.
Yeah. See, I never met her.
You were
I was
two.
a baby.
Yeah, about 2.
Yeah, I was a baby.
Laura wasn't even a thought in my head yet. None of you were. Bob Riley, Tommy Devine. Daddy, Phil died in March 15th, 2001. So he's been gone 6.5 years.
Yeah, 6.5 years. Doesn't seem possible.
He would be 90.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother, Agnes Fain. Yeah, she was. Oh, got it, 1895. She died in 1956. So what year were you?
1895 to 1956, that'd be 59.
But how old?
Or
were
60, that'd be 60 years.
How old?
I was born in 56,
Okay,
so
you must have been
I
pregnant.
was just a little, well, either, you told me that when your mother died, you would hold me in your arms. So it was either just near the same time.
Yeah.
What, do you know when she died?
Oh, she died on Valentine's Day.
Oh, so she died before I was born.
Yeah,
So I never met her.
no.
All right. That you were pregnant.
She died the day before Valentine's Day, and she was buried on Dad's birthday, the 17th.
That you were pregnant. With me.
That was a sad day.
I bet. You loved your mom.
I still do. I don't think you ever get over
Somebody I don't know at all, so.
that. You never get over that.
No, I understand, but it's just somebody I don't have any conception of what she looked like or
Well, I
what
got
she
that
was
picture.
like.
She was not a
Yeah.
small woman, although she wasn't a big woman. I remember, this is when they laid him out in the casket.
Right.
Of course, she'd lost a lot of weight during her illness. And, her hands were this way or whatever with the rosary. And I
Right.
thought, oh, her hands look so little.
Yeah.
That was my last
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
of her or seeing her. And I never thought of her she was in a big bosom. And when you had Elaine, and I had Mary, and Evelyn had Elaine, they were just 4 days apart. She put one baby here, and those babies, she was big in the bosom, and
Yeah.
those babies just
Just
curled in
clutched
there.
on and felt like they were in heaven.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
And she was probably in heaven too with her
Yeah,
old
she could
babies.
take care
She
of
she loved her grandchildren, really.
She did.
Yeah.
And Evelyn was so sick.
So Elaine Herwig
Elaine
and Mary are almost the same age,
4 days.
4 days apart. And you guys kind of grew up together in Dixon, didn't you? Except they were on the farm
Yeah.
and you were in town.
And then
But-
when we moved,
How old were you when we moved out of Dixon?
You were little. Carol was in first grade.
So you were just
I was thinking.
you were just a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
You were just a few years old.
But we went back to Dixon, and you kids spent a couple weeks with Aunt Evelyn.
Yeah, well, we would go every single summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I spent a week or two with Kathy Elliott, too.
Right.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
all-
you would go up there by
From
yourselves
St.
and
Louis.
stay?
Yeah, in a plane.
The girls would?
Mm-hmm.
So you'd send the girls up
Yeah.
and they would stay with family
Aunt Evelyn.
and they would get to play with their cousins.
Uh-huh.
Right, I always looked forward to that.
Yeah. And you remember that. You remember those trips.
That's the way I got to know all my cousins.
Okay.
And, I remember Kathy Elliott she'd never, well, not most children had not been on a plane from Rockford to
St. Louis.
and you got hot chocolate,
Yeah.
and it was free.
Yeah.
She had, I think the first time she was on the plane, she had at least 5 hot chocolates by the time she got to St. Louis.
Kathy would fly
Kathy.
down here
Yeah.
too.
Not here, to St. Louis.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
To St. Louis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But she was, it was free, Aunt Pauline. I got it free. So I got another one and another one.
So,
But we were right there at the plane. It was grass. You could walk across the air.
you walk right up to the plane
Or,
when they got off
we
the plane.
could here too when we moved here.
Right. Right.
Which was nice.
Right.
But I hated to see our little airport change.
This one here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we do have a nice airport here.
Yeah. A lot of people.
Do you remember
Mhm.
the little airport, Paul?
What, here?
Oh, yeah.
It's not, I mean, I remember there was this airport, yes. I don't think much about it. It's just a place.
Heck, when the big airport opened up on Sunday morning, we used to take you and Carol or Laura out to watch the planes take off.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, we're a bunch of small town yokel folks who watch the big planes take off. I remember we used to watch all the planes fly over our house
Yes.
in St. Louis.
And I'd be on the phone and I'd say, wait a minute.
Yep, everything stopped. Everything stopped. TV, it didn't matter. You had waited for the plane to come, and then you could start hearing the TV show again. There was nothing you could do about it.
And when we lived in Ferguson, the planes went over, had a flight pattern over our house in Ferguson. So we moved to Normandy. We thought, oh, we got this made. Except they changed the flight pattern to
Oh,
come over our house. They knew
that
we missed
wasn't
it.
that wasn't part of the plan.
No,
Okay.
but we put up with it.
So you moved from Dixon to Ferguson?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Carol was in first grade.
Okay. Carol was in first grade, and Mary was
At home.
like 3 years old, and John was a
Well, she
baby,
probably was 4.
and John was
and
maybe
John was
1.
2.
So John really doesn't remember living in Illinois at all.
Mm-mm.
He was
Oh,
just
no.
a little.
He was 2.
Right. So his first memories would be of Ferguson.
Right. Yeah, and you were born when we lived in Ferguson.
Right.
I remember when Dad would take off for work, he'd put his hat on, his bow tie, his white shirt, and he had a briefcase.
And he'd go down to Kern Science? Did he work for Kern Science then?
He worked for Federal.
Federal. And then when did he go to Kern?
After about 4 years, because he was supposed to get promoted. I don't know whether he was supposed to be manager or assistant manager or what. I don't even know what his title was. And they didn't follow through.
Right.
So he went to Kern and got a better
Mm-hmm.
deal. I don't
And
remember what
he
the money
spent
was.
He spent the next 10 or 12 years there.
Long time, maybe even longer than that.
Yeah. What year was it that you moved, do you remember,
Here,
to Ferguson? What year was that? So Mary was 4 years old, and Mary was born in...
Carol was in first grade, so she was 6. 6, 4, and 2.
And what year was Carol born? 1945?
5.
So it's 51. And did you ever live anyplace else besides Dixon?
In Dixon, when I was growing up,
But I mean, after you and Dad were married, you always lived...
we
In
lived
Dixon.
in several houses, rented,
Right, but it was always in Dixon.
right? Yeah, Mary was born in a little rented house. We were renting part of the house from a lady that, Mrs. Graham, and, I want to say something nice about her, but I can't think of anything nice, so I won't say anything. But it was one of those houses that cottage type thing. It had the roof that bowed down like this,
Yeah.
and hot. There was nothing air conditioned. And so she went to see her daughter for 2 months while you were born. And when I come home, we would bring the mattresses downstairs, sleep on
On the porch.
the ground floor at least.
Right.
And she come home during the middle of the night one night. We had to haul the mattresses back upstairs because her bedroom was downstairs. But and then she decided she was going to paint the house with a newborn in the house. It was turpentine. So I had to go out and live with Uncle Chuck and Aunt Margaret with my tiny new baby.
Yeah.
And Aunt Margaret and Uncle Chuck were wonderful people, but they fought like tigers. And had to spend about 10 time like tigers. So I did survive, and so did you.
Uncle Chuck was kind of a feisty guy. And I guess Aunt Margaret gave him back as much as she got.
She did.
Yeah.
I never knew who won.
Yeah. But they sure stuck together for a long time,
50,
didn't
55 or 6 years, yeah.
they? Yeah.
Well, they were really nice to us.
Yeah.
Uncle Chuck.
Oh.
Uncle Chuck was always nice to me. He was always. He just was. Made you feel like he cared about you. To me, he did. You know, he would always ask me questions, and and just kind of be a friend.
Yeah, no, I like Chuck. I like Chuck better than I liked Aunt Margaret. I loved Aunt Margaret, but
Well, she was your sister. You didn't have to like her.
well, she wasn't a lot of fun. And she still isn't. She was.
But he had a sense of humor.
Oh, he did. And I
Yeah.
think maybe after he died, she kind of rose to the top a little bit.
Yeah,
And
because it gave. He was kind of a domineering
Oh, yeah.
personality.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. He was a big man and a big voice.
scared the little kids. Not meaning to,
Yeah.
but just his
Because he
demeanor.
was so outgoing.
But
Yeah.
but I can remember Dixon growing up. I was born on 911 Monroe Avenue, and when you back Dixon, you've got to go look at this.
911 Monroe Avenue. I'm sure I've seen it.
It's kind of a sad-looking house.
Yeah.
Born in the
No,
back.
we drove back. We drove all around.
Yeah,
And I think
right.
you must have shown us.
But I can remember walking to the store in my bare feet, on dirt roads, up to a little grocery store to get a loaf of bread for my mother.
Right.
Probably was 4 or 5 or 6, probably with my sisters. I don't know. But
Right.
I can remember skipping along, kicking the dirt
In your bare feet.
in my bare feet.
In your bare feet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you were one of those dirty Riley kids.
Probably.
Yeah.
Mother, in Amboy, I remember that arch, and then there were 2 little kids on it, and you said it was Mary and Carol, and we believed it all those many years.
You were easy to believe. I mean,
Well, Carol believed it too.
yeah. Well, that Arch and Dixon Dad did put up.
Yeah.
It's been replaced a couple times, but when he got the assignment for Ralston Purina, we lived in Ferguson, and he made enough commission on it that we could put the down payment on our house in Lakehorn Court.
Yeah.
And he'd come home. I think I got the commission. I think I got the contract. He'd come home the next day. I haven't got it yet.
Yeah.
That went on for weeks.
Yeah.
And he finally got home the signed contract, and
Yeah.
we started building.
That was.
It was a thrill.
Yeah.
And he'd stop in the morning, and I'd stop in the afternoon to see the progress of each little nail that went
Yeah.
into that house. One time I went over, and they had put the temporary steps in, and there was a bug on the steps. And I thought, oh my gosh, my new house already has bugs. But anyway, it turned out to be a great house. I
Mhm.
wish I could have seen that porch closed in. I think it would have made a great
Made into a kind of an all-weather room
like a great family
where you
room.
could heat it and draw the blinds and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was nice and big. And
Yeah.
then remember when Uncle Bob lived with us?
No, I don't remember that. I've been told about it. I remember hearing about it.
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
I don't know whether, I don't even, when he got out of service, my mother was already deceased. And I just did not want to go home. So he lived with us a year.
It just seemed-
And they had no children then.
No, they
Right.
weren't, he wasn't married.
Oh, he wasn't married then. Okay, he was your younger brother.
Yeah, he's 9 years younger.
Right, so he was your baby brother.
Yeah. And all you kids call him Uncle Bob?
Yeah, I loved her.
Yeah.
And then he found
And I think Phil was a little jealous. Because after he'd help me put the kids to bed, your dad would,
Mhm.
and he'd give baths and what have you. But after we get everybody in bed, I'd go out on the porch, and Bob and I would split a beer. And Bob always laughed. He says, I don't know how you split, but you got that much and I got that much. I said, no, I didn't. I split it exactly. Well,
He liked to tease.
that was our standing joke. I'm never going to split anything with you again.
He had a good sense of humor too.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to them coming down next April.